Yeah, I wanna. I want you to basically break down more of the obstacles you had to cross to get your degree, because a lot of people don't realize that you had to go through a lot of adversity to get that degree.
Yeah,
And and anybody would have, not just anybody, but some people would have gave up,
true.
when you face them
Yeah.
adversities. But what made you stay on course and not get off course?
All right. Well, that's a good question, and I thank you for that. And I'm gonna say the biggest thing was I looked at my life, I looked at myself, and I said I seen what I did with myself up to this point. You know what I'm saying? We got a few things that we can say that's cool. You did that. That's cool. You went there. That's cool. You did. You know this person. Blah blah blah. That's cool. All right. You been over here. You did that. Blah blah blah. Okay. But like I say, it got to a point where I was about to graduate from the junior college, and I seen that commercial, right? But like you said, during during the course of actually being in a university, locked in, going to school, knowing it ain't no error, room for error. As you see, the error, I failed the whole class. I'm working, juggling, struggling, hustling, muscling, jobs, overtime. At the time, you see my son 3 right now, finna be 4. So at this time, he is 2, because I graduated before he turned 3. So he 2 between the time of him being 1 and 2. Yeah, he terrible 2. He running around. I'm late at night on my laptop, early in the morning on my laptop, at work on my laptop. I looked at him and I said, I didn't want to be. I looked at him and I said, I want to make sure he can respect me. I want to have something about myself that he can respect, not just, oh, my daddy, he a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? My daddy, my daddy, he been in penitentiary. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted him to be able to say, okay, my daddy, that nigga he might be crazy. He might be a little fucked up. He might be a little off. He ain't perfect. That nigga got a degree though. Can't take that for that nigga. Yeah. Got to put some respect on my motherfucking name. And I thought about that shit, Birdman. Put some respect on my name. So I thought about that. I took it to another level. I said on the low end, you gotta look at life like what's the worst can happen, what's the best can happen with everything you do, right? So I looked at it like, me having a degree guarantees me, and watch what I'm about to say, because it ain't what you think I'm about to say. Me having a degree guarantees me the opportunity to be employed in some shape, form, or fashion, which is better than minimum wage. For off the top, that's the low end. Now the high end, people can look at me as a man who is a epitome of rehabilitation. I am reformed. I'm no longer a criminal threat to society.
Well, I just want to say that, and I think I told you this when you sent me the pictures. If I didn't say it, I want to tell you now that I'm proud.
Man, you told me, bro. Thank you, my nigga.
I'm proud of you, and what you accomplished, through the hard times that you went through.
Yeah.
And sticking with it, because you could have quit. You know what I mean? Many a times, and I've seen many a times you wanted to quit.
Yeah.
But you kept going.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that I'm proud of you. And,
man, for sure, bro. Thank you.
And being that you took your education to the next level, and you have an understanding of law.
Right.
I'm glad that you here with Deeply Rooted,
Yeah.
because that what you know about law plus history all comes together in a form that's needed
Right.
to educate the people
Right.
that's not educated.
Right.
And that's what this platform is all about, is uplifting our people and educating the
Right.
people. So I know that your background and your understanding of law, now that you have that degree, will also come to a how should I say this? It would do this. It would do Deeply Rooted some justice. You know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, because like you said, I have an understanding of law. You know what I mean? Like you have an understanding of law. But we actually, shit, we both got an understanding of law. But at the same time, with me having a degree, okay, I know, I kind of know what I'm talking
It'll give you
about.
credentials.
Yeah, give me credentials.
It ain't just that you just popping it.
I'm
you
not
know what
just
I mean?
popping it.
And that's what's going to make this, as going forward,
Right.
more feasible to the people.
Right.
That you not just on the internet
Yeah.
popping it like everybody else
Yeah.
with no degree,
Yeah.
no understanding of what
Nah.
what they really talking about.
Right.
Because a lot of people on the internet, all they see is conflict.
Right.
You know what I mean? All they could talk about is who they knocked out, or who
Right.
they beefing with,
Right.
or who, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And that's all destructive, tearing down shit.
yeah. So being that we not on that type of,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, time, you
Right.
know, and we trying to uplift the people and educate
Right.
the people.
Right.
You know,
Motivate.
your credentials play a key.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. You know what? You know, when you was just speaking, my brother, it reminded me, it took me back like to 2010. I was in the county jail. I had I hadn't got my degree yet, obviously. I was in the county jail, but I had already did my federal time, right? So my understanding of the law from being in the feds was already kind of like beyond the regular, because the federal law different than the state law. Like it's like elementary school and junior high. It's different. So, or should I say high school and university, the law is different. Like, but I remember I understood the law, right? And I understood, and there was a brother in there from LA. If I remember his name, I remember his name. I can't remember his name right now. And I can't remember where he was from exactly. I just know he was out of LA, and he was from off the west side, like in the hundreds. But I'm not exactly for sure what neighborhood. But anyway, he was in there for a robbery. So we chopping it up, and he telling me about the case and everything, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, they charge you with robbery? I'm like, nah, nigga, this is receiving stolen property. That's what this is. This is not they trying to get you to take a deal for a strike and a felony, and try to just hook a nigga up on, so next time we can lock you all the way in with it. One of them type of deals. So, and I explained to him, like, because based on the evidence, because the burden of proof is on the prosecution. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the prosecutor is accusing the defendant of, they gotta prove this. A lot of times what I realize our people do is we take plea deals, because 98% of the cases that go through the state court are settled in plea arraignments, in plea deals. Only about 2% go to trial. Everybody else trying to I'll plead to this if they drop that, just don't do me that. Just I'll take this, I'll take 10, So this dude here, he was in the same boat where he like basically like he knew he was guilty, but what I'm saying, like, nigga ain't stupid. He knew he was guilty of what they was accused of, but the charging instrument wasn't correct. It didn't meet the criteria for a robbery, because you caught the dude down the street. Like you didn't catch him, you saw him down the street. And he just happened to be in a car, he just happened to be black, he just happened to be 3 o'clock in the morning, and you was responding to the call of the break-in, trespassing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ain't no robbery, because for a robbery, you got to put somebody with a threat of violence or great bodily harm, with physically or with threat and intimidation. That's what a robbery, that's the criteria to meet a robbery. So this right here is breaking and entering, receiving stolen property, because they caught the dude, they didn't catch him, they stumbled up on him down the street. You know, he out late night. He got the shit, but they got the hidden in the car. He go to jail. He got a record. He a member. He got a public pretender. I'm like, man, that ain't. Tell your lawyer. Tell your lawyer this is not that, because it's not no robbery, because there's no threat of violence or great bodily harm. It's not physical or about threat. That's what it is for a robbery. Ain't no robbery. It's like it's something called a grand theft person. A motherfucker picked a nigga wallet. Now you talking about a robbery. That ain't no robbery. That's a grand theft property, grand theft person. Because you ain't did it by threat or intimidation. You didn't physically harm the person to take what you took from them. So that's what they call it, pickpocketing, But anyway, so I told him that, man, I was happy, because he was able to, I don't remember because I bailed out, but he was able to, before I left, he was able to get them, like some of the charges they came to their senses. I can't remember exactly. I know he had they was trying to come at him with this and this and this and this, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, I was in there for 4 counts. I'm in there for possession of a firearm, possession of ammunition, some type of gang enhancement, and criminal threats. So they trying to run all this at me. I beat my shit in preliminary hearing. First of all, possession of the firearm. Now, if I didn't know the law, and if I didn't have an understanding of the law, then I probably would have been trying to take a deal myself. But I'm like, man, I'm not taking no deal. First of all, I was outside. You know what I'm saying? The shit what y'all come over here for was some shit outside. You ain't got no right to go all up into my house. You know what I'm saying? You don't have no right to do that. You didn't get called to my house. You got called outside. I'm not on probation or parole, so what is you searching my shit for? So now you search my shit, you got a call that I got a gun, but you don't catch me with no gun. You go search my house, you find a bag with some bullets in it. Now you charge me with, he's a gang member, he's a terrorist threat, criminal threats, possession of firearm, and possession of ammunition. The only thing you really got that's tangible that you can prove is the ammunition. Now, let's debunk the ammunition. You did an illegal search and seizure. I didn't give you permission to go in my house. Why the fuck you go in my house? You didn't get called to my apartment building, my apartment unit. You got called, remember when I stayed over there, which is a gang of units, you got called to the front of the building. You know what I'm saying? So why is you going all up in here searching my shit? So that's how I got that thrown off. The possession of the firearm, they realized it ain't no firearm. Criminal threats, well, who I threatened? Who I threatened? Gang enhancement, I'm by myself. For a gang enhancement, you gotta be 2 or more doing something to get money or to do something for the reputation of the gang, for violence or whatever, for the name. I'm by myself. That debunked all. So I wind up, even with the case, even with me shooting down all 3, I had 4 charges, shooting down all 3 of them. And my lawyer, he was a good lawyer. He said, look, I done lost weaker cases than this. Sometimes you got to know when to, fold them. And so crazy. So I wound up, they gave me a deal. They say, look, you got to do anger management and community service. And if you don't get in no trouble, then we drop the last charge too. I had like 16 months to complete the anger management, so many hours, and the community service. That's how I wound up meeting them good brothers over there at Second Call, Skip Townsend and them, and Big John and them over there. He'd be doing the work with the, for the community, everything like that. That's how I wound up meeting them, and did my anger management over there with them, and got that last charge dismissed. But it's like, ever since I was like understanding the angles that they try to come at you with, I had to understand, okay, you got to prove it. So I could be guilty of some shit. I could be. But you said you got to prove it. If you don't catch me with it, I'm not about to admit to it. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't advise anybody else. Don't admit to shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They got to prove it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I think about different things as far as like helping people, like being like an ear and a voice to certain people that need an ear, that need a voice in regards to this. Because, bro, like going to the university, I ain't gonna lie, that's like being a fly on the wall in a white man meeting.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, on the news, they're not gonna tell you that it's a school to prison pipeline. On CNN, on none of the news channels. And and y'all don't be mad at me, I ain't lying. I'm just only telling the truth.
There's this phrase that you might hear in the news sometimes, the school to prison pipeline. It's shorthand for how schools are funneling students, especially black students, into the criminal justice system.
It's in class, I learned about the school to prison pipeline.
And break that down. With that now.
So basically, it's for the urban community school systems, like Compton, LA, Inglewood, all the I'm naming school districts.
Yeah.
Not even naming cities. I'm just naming school districts. Compton Unified, LA Unified, Inglewood Unified. Them the main ones in our area. Long Beach Unified. Okay, now the school to prison pipeline worked like this. It kind of broke down a little bit since the public got hip to it and people spoke up on it a little bit. But then you got like, okay, I'll stop. It was one of them type of things. It wasn't, it was like, okay, y'all, man, chill out. All right, we heard you. All right, chill. We'll calm down with it. So it's like, just think back to the, remember when we was going to school and like when we were a little bit older and then the younger homies in continuation school, we in continuation school. Okay, now the continuation school and certain high schools and certain ghettos and certain communities, certain barrios as well, these schools, okay, if a kid act out, okay, first step, you fighting, you on probation. If you don't go straight to prison for that, okay, definitely the next step, you going to jail. You going to jail.
So they probing the kids that already go to prison.
They got it set up. They got to set up a straight school to prison pipeline. Yeah. So I'm reading this shit about.
And they taught you that in college.
This part of the what class was this? Was this I think this might have been juvenile. I forgot the name of the book and the class, but I think it was something to do with the juvenile judicial system, because you got the judicial system is broke down. You got family law, civil law, criminal law, so on and so forth, right? juveniles, they got their own laws. Like when we had our own protection, our laws for juveniles. Juveniles got their own laws. Adults got their own laws. Women got their own laws. Handicaps got their laws. I don't know now how much is going to change with Donald in office, but the trans people had their own laws. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everything is broken down. That's why I like the law, because it's like, okay, whatever the situation is, it's a way to, it's like just look at it as a toolbox with a tool for everything you might need. You need a drill, you need a saw, you need a hammer, you need a screwdriver, you know what I'm saying? You need a nail. It's all in there. So for every instance, and when it's practiced fairly and equitable, not without any partiality, not without any bias, not without any racism, you won't have the bro. And they also show this too, right? They show like they don't really harp on it on the news, but they show you. They like, look, they showed you like in class. They show you like, okay, the criminal justice system has been criticized for being biased. They break it down. They don't just say, look, the criminal justice system racist. They don't just say it off the top. They say the criminal justice system has been criticized for being biased, and possibly rightfully so. Yeah. There have been sentencing discrepancies during the past.
We know that they biased.
Yeah.
We know that.
So it's rough, and it's like I also learned that okay, we 13% of the population of America, us, melanated people, blacks, us, but we 13% out of 100. That leaves 87% more of people. Yeah. Broken down, you got Asians, Hispanic, white, everything I just said, Middle Eastern, whatever, everybody. We all one. We all bleed. We all need air. We need to piss. We need to shit. We need to eat. You know what I'm saying? We all need to live. We all need to eat. Okay, we all one. But out of this group of people, we 13%. But we make up over 50% of the incarcerated population.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's disproportionate astronomically. But I mean, we didn't had the Muslims, we done heard the Muslim brothers talk and hit us with the woo wop wooty wham. Yeah, with the white man, the black man. Okay, for sure. Right on, indeed. All right. We done heard all this and that. But when you read, this is, this is my theory, you know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at me, man. Don't get mad at me. Look, check me out though. I feel like when white people talk to white people, they tell the truth. When white people address everybody or a group or a couple of groups other than them, this when we have the half-truths and not the full truths and the lies. So saying that to say this, when Donald Trump get on the news and say to the world, to the American people, okay, we about to do this, I'm doing it like that. Executive order. All right. The conversation that he have with his people about that subject ain't as cut and dry as that. It's way more to it. It's way more direct. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna give them that. Okay. But the conversation might be way different. The outcome might be we're gonna give it might be getting called everything but a child of God. Well, okay, we're gonna give them motherfuckers that shit though. Go ahead and give it to them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like understanding that when I'm in school and I'm reading these and I'm taking these classes and I'm reading these books And learning this case law and like it's like seeing shit, I'm just like, whoa! My mind is blown because it's like, it's different when you tell me, man, them motherfucking crackers ain't playing fair, my nigga. But okay, but when the crackers is telling the other crackers, man, we is not playing fair at all. This is how we ain't playing fair. This way, 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 this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn.
It's passed on through generations, man.
It is. It is.
Yeah. And that's their whole target is to confuse us and keep us down at the bottom.
Exactly.
Keep their foot on our neck.
Keep us distracted and divided. You know, and I don't want to go on the white man rant and the black man and all that. Now I'm just talking some real shit. I'm talking about facts from books. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about facts from court proceedings. This brother right here with accused of rape with no evidence by a white woman, same year, same age, in a different college. The white man, evidence supporting he did it, proof he did it. Found guilty. Oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we'll check this out. We're gonna go ahead and give you house arrest and probation. The brother got 33 years. And then another interesting fact that I was able to get put up on was, if you think about it, according to the report, according to the study, statistically, is more they say white men, the majority of white men go to prison when they're already in their 30s and 40s. Of course, you got some that come in younger, but that's why there's a lot of older white dudes in prison. The majority of black dudes in prison come in when they're in their teens and early 20s. So now it showed how, you see how that shit, you like, whoa, wait a minute, you right on. Yeah. Now that goes and shows you that's why it's more knowledge, it's more understanding, and it's less knowledge, it's less understanding. You got a dude in his teens, his early 20s, ain't figured it out yet. He don't know nothing yet. Now you got this motherfucker's a homeowner with life insurance. He know how to make all type of shit. He got good credit. He might be in there for killing his wife. You know, he might know some people. He might be in there for whatever the fuck. But but he owns some property. He owns some land, and he's more resourceful. So all this shit plays a part in even prison, because you got a bunch of broke black niggas and a bunch of lower middle class and middle class white dudes. So they have an advantage. They know more. They have more resources. They speak the language. They got the complexion. And they have more conversation. They got more leeway, because I can talk with Bob about my mortgage. I can talk with Jim about fishing. I can talk to Craig about hunting. You know, and it's I can talk with Johnny about carpentry. But now these niggas over here, all these young niggas coming in here, all gangbanging, thugging from somewhere, dumb as shit, sagging, and think that's what's up. And wonder why it's a disadvantage. a disproportionate disadvantage.
But we talked about that when we had Bam on the show.
Yeah.
It's actually a systematic system that's set
Right.
to keep us going on that same track.
Yeah. And we gotta break the cycle, you know? And how we gonna break the cycle is, I think this is what I came up with, bro. You know, everybody got their own. This is what I came up with. I think this is a good idea. If everybody, and I'm just saying everybody, that's very general, excuse me, let me be specific. I only can speak for my demographic, I can only speak for my land, my soil, my territory, my area, my section. So if everybody in Southern California, let's say all the Crips and all the Bloods, all the Pyrus. I'm not gonna mention no other groups or factions. I'm just gonna mention all the Crips, all the Bloods, all the Pyrus. And the Hoovers too, because they're original Crips. I know they're criminals now, but
In fact, Crips now.
the 107s, yeah, the 107. But
Five Deuce.
yeah, the Five Deuces, yeah, they gangster Crips for sure. Yeah, but the rest of them may on some other shit. So I'm gonna say the Crips, the Bloods, the Pyrus, and the Hoovers. Just think if everybody had a shop, had a business, had a spot where they could go make some money and kick it legally. Just think if instead of all these Chinese cleaners and Chinese businesses and donuts, and you know what I mean, and the Chinese food, all these businesses was, let's just say if like half of them was black, and it was somebody homie, and then just picture the square.
And but not to cut you off,
Yeah.
but at one time it was like that. Everything was just about black owned until they dropped the cocaine on them. I remember black liquor stores and
Yeah,
stands,
yeah,
gas
man.
white blacks until they came with the cocaine and destroyed us, man.
So so let me ask you this question, bro. So look, and say we was to get back to that, right? Say we was to get back to that. What do you think they'd come with next? It would be more cocaine or something different?
They already working on us with the meth.
Oh,
That ain't even a black drug, but you got blacks
man.
left and right now. That ain't a black drug.
It ain't.
But blacks is using it now.
Yeah.
So it's they're gonna find a way.
Yeah.
To keep us
Yeah.
in that chokehold.
And that's why it's like you can't have this understanding, this knowledge, and then look at shit the same way.
But see, that's the problem, though. That's where we failing at. We're not educating each other.
Yeah.
Each one teach one.
Yeah.
We not each one teach one no more.
We gotta get on that, man.
Because you have all these individuals that want to be bosses, that want to be the top chief,
Right.
that want to be head honcho, that want to be big and bad and better than the next person, and it's cutting down and it's dividing us, and
Right.
we can't teach each other.
Right.
The Panthers was teaching each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
They was.
revolution, in order to get revolution, you have to be educated.
Right.
Right, but they're half of the people that's running the streets is uneducated.
Right. I agree. I definitely agree.
So long as we uneducated, we fail.
Yep. Yeah. You see what I'm doing? You see me?
Yeah. So that's the problem. We don't have no black leaders.
Right. And and part of the reason that we don't have the black leaders, bro, man, that's part of that goes back, I'm just stating the fact, you know what I'm saying? Just like it is what it is. They really have a thing about a black messiah.
Yeah.
They like, this nigga picky finna raise these, wake these niggas up, man. Zap this nigga.
Quit.
Like you can't think of one brother that was talking to the people, had the people's attention, and was, trying to go in a direction that was against the norm, the system, and they still around.
Yeah. Nah.
You nigga get knocked off.
Yeah. You gotta be a puppet to order to exist as a black leader.
Yeah.
So all these people that claim that they black leaders running organizations right now, they working for the government.
Yeah,
and they puppets for the government.
Yeah, they're puppets for the.
They sucking the tailpipe of the.
They get a check.
Of the Cadillac.
They get a check.
Yeah. So,
they get a check and don't talk about this. Like the church, they get a check. Don't talk about this. Don't talk about that. Only talk about this. Only talk about that.
And when we had the Israelites on here, they said something like that about the Israelites that came out as celebrities.
Right.
When they came out and they said that they was Israelites,
right?
They didn't say no, you're not an Israelite. They said, okay, I'm gonna take your money from you.
Right.
I'm gonna hit you with your. You better denounce what you just said.
Right.
Or I'm gonna hit your pockets.
Yeah, and they showed them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Man, but it's like at the end of the day, bro, it's like a game. A motherfucker gonna play the game. Now you want to be the one. You can have a long game or a short game. The long game, you can play the game, and you get in deep as you can handle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody can't handle too deep.
Now I'm a before we go, I'm gonna wrap it up with something that a lot of people, and I had this conversation with one of the homies.
Yeah.
And we was talking about Puff Daddy.
Okay.
Right? And I was telling him, I said, man.
See, I ain't trying to go that deep.
Yeah.
I don't want to go that deep.
I know.
But no, I'm talking about like, they want to say you can go deep, long.
Yeah.
See, I know Puff Daddy party. I don't want to go to Puff Daddy party.
No. We ain't talking about Puff Daddy party.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What I was telling him was, now I don't know what that man was doing in parties or what he had going on.
Right.
But I know the minute that he went on that podcast and said that he was going to start his own black political party and he was going to fund it, and we was at war.
Right.
They went and snatched his ass up.
We're not standing by no more getting killed. We're not scared of anybody standing up and standing by. We're on the verge of a race war. But it would also be irresponsible of me to just let this moment go by. The world is watching, and not do everything I can to make sure that going forth that we're a part of the narrative, that we own our politics. And so I'm launching one of the boldest movements that I've ever launched.
The thing with that, now that right there is relevant. And a lot of people don't talk about that.
They don't talk about that.
Yeah.
They went and snatched his ass up soon as he went on that podcast and said,
I think that was on that Revoke. Was it on Revoke?
I don't remember what podcast it was, but as soon as he went on there and said, I'm for the fund my own black political party, we at war, and I'm gonna be the head of this movement. They came with all his skeletons that they already knew about. Right?
Yeah.
They came with all his skeletons and brought them out the closet.
Yeah.
Because they already knew we got your ass.
Yeah.
You better shut up.
Yeah.
And keep doing what you're doing. But as soon as he talking about he for the fund a black political party and he's gonna fund it and he's gonna be the head of it and we at war.
Yeah.
Man, they went and snatched his ass up quick, man.
And you know that's why I say, like, if everybody get a business, right? Not all together, but just everybody have a business. Oh, that's gonna take away the tension in the streets. Because now it's about your overhead. Now it's about paying your employees. Now it's about making a profit over a loss. Now it's about your family. Now you really look at your family like, I gotta make sure they straight. If everybody got a business, I ain't worried about shooting you, nigga. I got to go over here and open up, unlock these doors. If everybody had a business, oh, me go over here to their business, it's cracking over there, or they got the bomb whoop-de-whoop over here. If everybody, and it was more black unity, like, not like a Tulsa, Oklahoma, because I believe if we was to create another Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, it'd get destroyed like that did. Ironically, that was on ID Discovery a couple of days ago. I was checking it out. They had a thing about it's called the 1921 Race Riot Massacre, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, and it was like 3,000 houses.
Yeah.
About 300 people got killed. None of them wasn't white.
Yeah. They actually bombed that mother.
They bombed it.
Yeah.
And so my thing is, we can't be grouped up together because we easy to get fucked off like that.
Yeah.
So we scattered around. And these businesses, I think we got a little bit more action like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, they keep us divided. So it won't be that. We won't get to that point. Keep us divided, keep us confused.
That's why I don't believe it'll be no peace. I don't believe it will.
And we won't get to that.
I want peace, but we gotta have violence first.
Well, it gotta be violence because a lot of people gotta go. Everybody ain't worthy to be part of an organization.
Right.
Pushing for betterment of the black.
Right.
You know, they say you gotta destroy to rebuild.
You do.
So
you do.
You know,
destruct to construct.
Yeah. So, you know, but yeah, I had to speak on that because a lot of people, you know, like I say, I don't know what that man had going on. You know,
I just heard the stories.
Yeah, I just heard the stories, and it's crazy that I seen him what he said, and then they went and snatched his ass up. But people ain't talking about that.
Nah, I believe that has something to do with it because he had.
It had everything to do with it. He
have the influence. He have the money. He have the power.
It had everything to do with it, man. Once he said what he said, they like, oh, you gonna what?
It's just we got the dirt on you. We shut you down. Don't trip.
We come get your ass. Oh, you didn't got out of hand, buddy.
You forgot who you was in bed with.
Exactly.
You in bed with us, nigga.
Man, because they doing it.
Yeah.
You know, he ain't doing nothing but what he done seen whoever he learned it from.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Cause he ain't just come with that. He seen other motherfuckers like Hugh Hefner and all the rest of them motherfuckers. Right? And he thought he could do it.
He was doing it.
And he was doing it until he opened up his motherfucking mouth.
Yeah. And he tried to sue that liquor company.
Well, that's part of it. And like I say, man, they didn't come get his ass until he said he was starting his own political black movement.
Yeah, that they was like, oh hell no.
You
nigga, what? Yeah, no, hell no.
Man, come here, nigga.
They finna go sit down.
Man, they grabbed his ass by his drawers and his t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, that nigga
wedgie. Come here,
that nigga wedgie.
What you gonna do now? Now they for the bankrupt his ass.
Hell yeah, he gonna get bankrupt. He about to be bankrupt and he ain't getting out of jail.
Man.
I don't wish jail on nobody. I don't wish jail on nobody. But I just tell you, looking at what they doing to him, they not doing that shit to let that nigga out of jail.
Man.
They doing that shit to keep him in jail. That nigga on a RICO case by himself. Man, Rico supposed to have names. Just him, Rico. They say that he said his name they say his name is the crime family, and everybody that worked for him, like it's like, don't worry, we ain't worried about y'all. You can't even go nowhere. We got y'all when we ready. We worried about this. Like all them helped him. They worked in concert to do what they say
Man,
he did.
if people don't see that they got that man as soon as he said he was supposed to start a black political party,
You got to pay attention to that.
man, you have to play.
Yeah.
You have to.
You got to.
Because they wasn't, man, that man been doing that shit. They wasn't worrying about his ass doing that shit until he opened his mouth talking about he finna start a political party.
And that, like I said, they got the black messiah. They not going for it.
Man, they not going for it.
So you can have a long career and get your money and pick and choose. And when you say enough is enough, okay, I'm out. Or you have a short career and say, I'm the man, get all the love from the people, and yeah, we won't go. Yeah, we doing it. Yeah, pow. Harvey's gonna come.
Man.
Nigga gonna be dead though. And it's fucked up that's the reality.
That's the reality.
That's
man.
fucked up. Like I ain't gonna lie. I'm sure that a lot of us, been inspired by some black person, in some way to do something. Like it was like somebody inspired you to write, or to rap, or to box, or to, to sing, or to be a lawyer, or whatever. Everybody's been inspired by somebody. And to know that, man, okay, first, this is the facts. Okay, first of all, we up against it. Okay, for sure. Ain't nobody helping us. Okay, that's number two. Number three, we fucked up. Okay, yeah, we up against it with no help, and we fucked up. Ain't like we up against it and we cool. We up against it and we fucked up. We ain't got it. A couple motherfuckers that play basketball making things speak for the population. Motherfuckers out here fucked up. Motherfuckers out here ain't got it like that. One check away, it's over with. One paycheck, miss that mortgage payment. You already got a reverse mortgage on the house that you done went and balling with. Don't start playing these games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we up against it, man, and
we can't help ourselves. We can't say, look, I know the way, I figured it out. Let's all do this.
And it's so bad though. You figure one thing out, you got something else hitting your ass upside the head. So
it's serious.
It's
serious.
We got a lot of work. We got a lot of work before we can even think about something better coming to the black community, man.
Let me ask you this question. What do you think about gang banging? Like this 2025, you know what I'm saying?
It's over.
You think it's over with?
Gang banging is over, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Tell us why.
Because you got Crips hanging with Bloods, Bloods hanging with Crips.
I looked on the vlog, right?
It's over. It ain't about no blue rag, no red rag. I don't even know why they motherfuckers wearing rags still.
The G13s, Gardena,
yeah.
they was in I don't know which park, but they was in one of the parks in Hooverhood with the Hoovers. Hanging out, doing a vlog.
Yeah.
And then I had to realize, not to be on no gang shit, but just looking at this from a racial standpoint. So it's like, the old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So both of them have in common the enemy of the South Flows.
Yeah.
Both of them don't get along with South Flows.
Yeah.
So that's why they clicked up. Then, the Gardenas and the Hoover, they clicked up, the guns, the backs, all that. But it was just with a trip. And then the police ran up in there like 10 cars deep, jumped out. The niggas ain't doing nothing but barbecuing. Like, you got a permit for this? Like, yeah, we just, to what? Eat a barbecue, eat a hot link?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like.
Just looking for something.
Just looking for something. Yeah, but I think it's over with too because of shit like that. Like, motherfuckers can't even kick it. Like, I mean, we was in the Grandies one time and they just came, swoop, took everybody to jail. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's different things that tells you that the gang banging is over with. And I honestly believe that, you know, if you 35 and up, you gotta be tired of the shit.
Got to be.
You got to be tired of the shit.
Got to want to see something get better.
Yeah, man. If
Like-
you got kids, I know for sure you ain't telling your kid to be no gang member.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Like, motherfucker don't, hey, you know, I'm glad you mentioned that because, you know, it's degrading and dehumanizing. Like just think back for a minute. You can think, whichever spot you want to look at, state, county, or the halls, or YA. At some point in time, you was lined up with a bunch of other niggas, and there was some motherfuckers with some boots on and some gloves, and some billy clubs, and some pepper spray, telling you to squat and cough. Yeah. Man, what the fuck? So why would I want my son to go through that? Yeah. Smelling all the ass and balls and feet.
Well, you also know you don't want your son to go through that because you know it ain't no good ending to the shit.
It ain't no good ending to it.
Nigga, you don't get no benefits.
Ain't no benefits.
Man, shit. It's two ways. It's two things you gonna get when you're dealing with gangs, and that's dead or in jail.
And that's the truth. And it really is designed for that to be what happens. Because if that don't happen, then you ain't really in the game.
Yeah.
You going to jail.
Oh, you going to jail.
Or you getting killed.
Or you going to get killed.
You know what I'm saying? That's sad because, like, we know too many people. We done lost too many people to gun violence. Not trying to get up here and sound like, 'cause I like guns. I'm not anti-gun. I'm pro-gun. The motherfucking Fifth Amendment right to bear arms. It's the fifth? Yeah, I believe so. But anyway, I like guns. I think having a gun is cool. I like going to the shooting range, shooting guns. And I think everybody should have a gun. I think it's the law because you got to be able to defend yourself. You know, I should be the African-American spokesman for the NRA. Get you a gun, nigga.